Hello and welcome everyone to my channel. Welcome to this Relationship Thursday. With the rise of COVID-19, we are finding more and more people that's trying to be real. So I'm expecting that, we can get some good love making going on, these days, okay? To where, people are in relationships and the relationships are thriving, and it can possibly decrease the divorce rate if people choose to get married. So COVID-19, even though it's a bad thing, I can think of a lot of positive things that has come as a result. And one is that people are sincerely connecting up with God and trying to get more serious about life. So on this Relationship Thursday, if you don't know, my name is Sheila Rollins, and I am the founder of H.U.L.A Ministries Entertainment and Associates, Inc. And on this YouTube, we are Overcomers Anonymous, where we support anyone desiring to overcome anything. And so basically, Relationship Thursday, we talk about relationships, mainly male and female, but it could be any relationship. So if you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe. And if you would please help me as I try to grow my channel by way of sharing all of these YouTubes everywhere and with everyone, and encourage subscription as you share. And remember, when you share, you may be sharing with someone that is suffering in silence. So please share. Thank you. So I've been doing this What I Learned series, which is about, what I learned in my dating relationships. And so we're now on number 5. So I have, what I learned about God, what I learned about me, what I learned about men, what I learned about my family, and now what I learned about my pastor. So ultimately what I learned is that pastors have a responsibility when they're going to marry someone. It's almost as if they have to do it right. They have to honor the outlines that God had set forth in the Bible, beginning at creation with Adam and Eve. And so basically, that's ultimately like what I learned, and that this particular pastor was trying to go by the books. Hats off to Pastor, what's his name? Oh my God, I forgot his name. Golly, what in the world? Probably shouldn't say his name. Okay. Erase all of that. Okay, so all right, let's just move on. If I think about his name, I'll say it because he really needs a good shout out. I can see his face, but I can't bring his name up. Okay, anyone he was marrying, he had to have the approval of God. He was looking in the book, trying to make sure that this marriage or these two people had, they have met the criteria that God wanted for them as far as marriage is concerned. Number 2, he wanted to make sure that they was equally yoked, for one thing. And that people can be in the same church, but believe totally different things and be totally different in their spirituality. Okay. And also too, he wanted to know that we had a good foundation. Like our foundation was in God. We loved each other. We accepted one another, and that, we could make it. We had enough things alike and could basically deal with the things that wasn't alike. We can accept them, to create a really nice foundation. Okay. He wanted, number 4, he wanted to be able to give us his blessing. You know what I'm saying? And his name was Pastor William Hall. That's his name. Awesome man of God. Okay. Well, he was to me, in this situation. And he didn't pull no punches. The things that he had to say, if it was about the guy, he said it in his face. He didn't wait to put him out the room to say it. He said it. Okay. And anything that he had to straighten me out about, he just said it. So hats off to Pastor William Hall. Woohoo! Okay. Now, we had to be in harmony with what the word of God said. Basically like God agreeing. It was what God wanted. In the case of like Rebecca, when she was about to marry Isaac, Abraham didn't even go himself. He sent his servant, and God led the way. And as a result, Rebecca was chosen as a wife for Isaac. And her brother agreed, her mother agreed, her father agreed. But the last choice, and people want to know if God is making people get married, the last choice was Rebecca. Even though God had chosen and everybody agreed, the last choice was Rebecca to say yes or no. And Rebecca said yes. Okay. And you got to read about that. I believe that is in Genesis somewhere. Okay. He wanted to know that this guy had a good reputation. I was a church member at the time when we were talking about getting married. He was not a church member. I was like in my 20s, y'all. So I wasn't like, I was kind of new Christian. So I wasn't like really grounded to know. I knew that we needed to be equally yoked. And I did talk to him about like getting baptized. I didn't know anything about conversion. You can get baptized all you want. You come up and you be just a wet devil. Okay. But the person needed to be converted. And so, he wanted to know whether he was a church member or not. He knew I was a church member because he was my pastor. And I mean, church member anywhere. He could have came from another church. You know what I'm saying? And so he wanted to know if he was a church member. And he wanted to know, like, this is very important. Everything was important, but this was very, very important. Was I his only one? Okay. Was there other women that he was involved with? Okay. And so he was looking at everything, because basically marriages, God set the foundation for that in the beginning in the Garden of Eden. And he just wanted to make sure everything was clear. Was he on the down low? Does he sleep with men? He just wanted to make sure anything was not uncovered. Okay. And so we ended up getting married. He got baptized, was not converted. I mean, at the time, I didn't know about being conversion. And all this time, up until I really prepare for this teaching right here, I thought like, okay, well, you said we wasn't in line. Basically, we wasn't in line from this pastor's point of view because he was not a church member. Okay, hadn't had Bible study. So he did all that. And I used to say, but he married us anyhow. But it was because we had did everything and it lined up over time. But he was not converted, and that was the missing thing. And that also God had said no. And so, he did well, his part. The other part was between us and God. So, okay, that's all I have for you. I love you. This right here, look for what this is all about on Monday, where I talk about on Monday, Mondays is all about me. So I'll talk about like what's going on with my hair. So, okay. This basically kind of like ends our study on What I Learned, the What I Learned series. So before I get into another series, I'm gonna basically go over two more things. One is like becoming abstinent. The another one is women on the down low. So you don't want to miss them. So join in next week and the coming weeks also for Relationship Thursday. Okay, and remember to subscribe, share everywhere with everyone, and encourage subscription.